Welcome to your channel that teaches you corporate English every day.
In international companies, especially American ones, daily meetings in marketing teams are short, focused, and extremely professional. The goal is not to socialize or justify yourself. The goal is to align, reduce friction, and make sure everyone knows what is moving, what is not, and what is blocking progress. For Brazilians planning to work for an American company, mastering this type of corporate English is not optional. It is a competitive advantage and a credibility filter. People do not assume you are smart because you are technically good. They assume you are smart when you can communicate with precision, calmness, and clarity. The daily is one of the first places where you get silently judged. Good communication in dailies creates trust. Bad communication silently kills opportunities. In an American corporate environment, a daily is not a conversation. It is a structured report. There is no storytelling and there is no emotional context. The structure is stable. What was completed yesterday, what will be done today, and whether there is any blocker that stops execution. Whoever speaks should respect time and speak only what matters to the team. The less drama and the fewer adjectives, the more professional it sounds. In marketing teams, the yesterday part normally covers completed tasks that have impact on campaigns, assets, performance, or delivery. For example, one could say, "Yesterday, I finalized the copy and layout for the onboarding email sequence." Or, "Yesterday, I completed the segmentation setup for the paid campaign in LinkedIn." Or, "Yesterday, I reviewed the landing page drafts and submitted revisions to design." Notice, there is no because, no why, and no apology. The focus is on finished, objective outcomes the today portion describes. The single most important work item that moves the campaign or initiative forward. It is not a wish list, and it is not vague. A professional version would be something like, "Today I'm preparing the A/B. Tests for the lead magnet banner, or today I will finalize the UTM structure and push the campaign to staging, or today I'm documenting the performance baseline before launch." There is no need to sound impressive. You only need to sound aligned. Then comes the blocker. In American teams, blockers are treated as risk signals, not as personal failure. A blocker is anything that stops delivery today. A blocker should be declared early, calmly, and without excuses. For example, I'm blocked, waiting for product to approve the final pricing. I'm blocked because analytics access has not been granted yet, or I need support from design to export the final assets in the correct size. If there is no blocker, the expected phrasing is simple. No blockers from my side. The most visible difference between Brazilian and American dailies is tone. Americans separate work from emotion. They do not comment on effort or frustration. They do not explain context during a daily. They do not tell the story of how something happened. They state the outcome. For example, instead of a Brazilian-style update like "Gente, intimio estava tentando criar os plicos, mas a ferramenta caiu e atrapalhou tudo, into o naho do tempo." The corporate English version is, "Yesterday I could not complete the audience setup due to platform issues. I will continue today." It is short, neutral, and mature. Another difference is how Americans react to silence. In Brazil, if there is silence, people fill it with extra talk, disclaimers, and side comments. In the US, silence is not a problem. If you delivered your update in 15 seconds and there is nothing else to add, you simply stop. Speaking more does not increase your value. It reduces it. When reporting to a team that includes American managers, it is common to receive follow-up questions. A professional answer must be clear and contained. If a manager asks, "How confident are you that this will be finished today?" a proper answer is, "Assuming no blockers, I expect to finish by end of day." Not, "I think so, probably yes, I hope." American communication rewards certainty, not hesitation. If a manager asks, "Do we have an estimated launch date now that assets are ready?" A professional response could be, once design delivers the final exports. We can schedule launch for tomorrow. The idea is always to tie answers to conditions, not to emotion, because dailies are short. Any topic that requires debate is deferred. A polite deferral sounds like, we can sync right after this call, or I can walk you through details after the meeting, or let's take that offline after stand-up. This phrasing is extremely common in American culture and signals respect for time discipline. One typical mistake Brazilians make is trying to demonstrate effort instead of delivering clarity. Sentences like, I worked hard all day, or it took a lot of time, are irrelevant. Americans judge work by output, not by fatigue. Therefore, the only safe unit of communication is completed or blocked work. Another frequent issue is over-apologizing. In Brazil, apologizing preemptively is culturally accepted. In American business culture, over-apology reads as insecurity. If something is late, the correct form is not, sorry I failed, I didn't manage to do it, but instead the task is still in progress and will continue today. Total calm. No drama. Sometimes a daily contains cross-functional listeners, for example, product managers, designers, or data people. In those cases, the analyst must speak in slightly more general terms. Without assuming technical marketing vocabulary is understood, instead of, yesterday I finished the cohort breakdown by acquisition PPC layer, it is more inclusive to say, yesterday I completed the performance breakdown by acquisition channel. For the PPC campaign, preserve precision, but remove internal jargon that others may not follow. When a Brazilian enters a U.S. team, accent is not the problem, verbosity is. The fastest way to gain credibility is to speak shorter, not to speak better. A short, controlled message sounds senior, even with an accent. A long, emotional message sounds junior, even with perfect grammar. Here is a complete, polished example of a marketing daily update. Yesterday, I finalized the email nurture sequence for onboarding and submitted it for review. Today, I'm preparing the A/B test plan for the lead magnet banner. I'm currently blocked, waiting for the final brand colors from design. That's my update. And another. Yesterday, I completed the LinkedIn campaign segmentation and aligned targeting with product. Today, I will configure the UTMs and move the campaign to staging. No blockers from my side. That's all. Notice how both examples end cleanly. A clean ending is part of the discipline. It signals that the update is done and the person is not seeking validation. In American meetings, credibility is accumulated in small moments like this. People begin to trust your judgment when you speak with maturity, neutrality, and autonomy. A daily is not a place to impress. It is a place to prove reliability, rhythm, and awareness. Whoever masters this style of English is perceived not only as someone who speaks the language, but as someone who works American, someone safe to promote, safe to trust, and safe to put in front of clients. This is why corporate English for daily meetings is not grammar training, it is positioning training. Every update is a signal of how you think. If your speech is clean, objective, and calm, people will assume that your work is also clean, objective, and calm. And in global marketing teams, perception often precedes truth. End of lesson.